Ladies and gentlemen, y'all look at this baby on my screen right now, and it is just an unfathomable thought that somebody could be so cruel to a face like this. To me, I love all children. I love them equally, and I think that they all deserve a chance to grow up to become something great. Her name is Madalyn Slater, and we're going to talk about her. She was just 1 year old, and she is the subject of discussion with this story. And that person, that demon that y'all see that right there on the left hand side of the screen, he is a a Palm Desert man, and he is accused of tossing his 1 year old daughter to her death from a cliff on Highway 74 after stabbing her mother, and he's been charged with first-degree murder and other charges. I call him a demon because, guys, if you hear the details of the story, you will believe the same thing about him, okay? Let's talk about this. First of all, let me give a shout out to the first person to donate in the chat today, and her name is Camila Johnson, and she says, the children are our future, and without them, there is no future, and she is 100% right about that. So thank you, and shout out to Camila Johnson for the first donation in the chat. Thank you so much. The person that y'all see on my screen, his name is Adam Slater, A-D-A-M, Slater, S-L-A-T-E-R. This stupid ass idiot is 49 years old. And he was arrested Thursday night in connection with a sequence of events the previous day that included two separate stabbing attacks, culminating in a rollover car crash on Highway 74 near the community of Pinyon Crest, where he allegedly threw his 1 year old daughter, Madalyn Peyton Slater, over a steep cliff in a ravine, according to Riverside County Sheriff's Sergeant Ben Ramirez. And I'm going to tell you guys something. If the police say it at this point, I'm going to believe them. Unless we can prove otherwise, I'm going to believe what they say, all right? Now, Adam Slater, this dude, keep in mind, he's 49 years old. Bookmark that part of the story. We'll come back to his age here in a little bit. Adam Slater, who is a registered sex offender, also faces charges of assaulting a child under 8 years old, resulting in death, attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, and a special circumstance allegation of committing a murder during the commission of a kidnapping, making him eligible for the death penalty if the district attorney's office opts to pursue it. Now, how many of you guys had trouble trying to process everything that I just said? Henrietta Clark, let me give you a shout out and say thank you for your $2 super chat. And she said, good evening. Very proud of you. Thank you guys so much. And I appreciate your support. So shout out to Henrietta. I'm going to read that again just to make sure that we understand the gravity of how deep this is. Adam Slater, let's go back to his photo so you can see his face. See what a demon looks like. This dude, he is a registered sex offender. Can somebody please type that in the chat and let me know that you heard me? He is a registered sex offender. He also faces charges of assaulting a child under the age of 8 years old, resulting in death, attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, and a special circumstance allegation of committing a murder during the commission of a kidnapping, making him eligible for the death penalty if the DA office opts to pursue it. So I'm going to say to the DA, please get this bastard to hell as fast as possible. Yes. Let's get him out of here. Adam Slater is being held in the Indio jail in lieu of a $1 million bail. He is scheduled to be arraigned Tuesday afternoon at the Larson Justice Center in Indio, which is spelled I-N-D-I-O, okay? Now, according to Sheriff's Department, last Wednesday's series of events began about 14 miles from the crash site in the 41,000 block of Washington Street outside the Southwest Community Church in Indian Wells, where deputies responded to a stabbing call about 8:30 a.m. that was described as a domestic violence incident. Deputies located the mother. Let me see if I can get her face on the screen so you can see who the mother is. And I love the picture of that baby right there, man. I really do. This is the biological mother, and they located her, and her name is Ashley Grome, which is Grome, but her full name is Ashley Grome Slater. There's a reason that I'm throwing that out there as far as her last name, because keep in mind, she's married to a registered sex offender. Why get mad about the facts? Why get mad at me for just telling you guys what the facts are? She is married to a registered sex offender. So yes, I'm going to have some choice words for the mom, so hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from. As a quick pause, if you guys would, if you're watching me, if you're listening, please click that thumbs up button, make it blue. Please share the stream, let other people know that we're live, and all you got to do is just click that thumbs up. Thank you to everybody that's already done so. Ashley Grome Slater is 23 years old, the biological mother. Let me see if I can get her face back up on here for you. She's 23 years old. She's 23 years old. She is 23 years old. And she was found with multiple stab wounds. So if you guys want to know the difference between her age and her husband's age, they are 26 years difference in age. Bookmark that. We'll come back to it. According to Grome's uncle, she was parked with her 1-year-old daughter in the lot outside of Southwest Church in Indian Wells while she waited to meet Slater, who is her husband. Dre the Dream, yes, we're going to come back to that. Chantel, shout out to you. Yes, we're going to come back to that also. We're going to come back to that because too many times, just because a mom is involved, a lot of people just think, oh, we feel sorry for her. We feel bad. We're going to give her all this, overflowing sympathy. But I want you guys to pause with those thoughts just for a moment. We got to be fair. That's it. All I'm here to do is be fair. Let me give a shout out to Camila. And she said, shaking my head, Mom married and had a baby with him. She married him when he was locked up. Hashtag Mom diddy him. Diddy dumb. Yes. I agree. And thank you for your $5 super chat. He was combative, Grome's uncle said. He attacked her and tried to stab her several times in the stomach and the throat. She fought him off and tried to protect herself. But here's the part that's missing from the story. The mom at 23 years old is pregnant. Let me see. Somebody said she's not 23. Well, tell me how old she is. Let's take a pause. If we have people in the chat that know the story better than me, we could take a pause. So I will address the person in my chat by the name of 8th Chaos Emerald, which apparently I think that's from Sonic the Hedgehog, if I know my history pretty well. If she's not 23, how old is she? Because she looks like she's about 43. How old is she? Since you know, don't time them out. Lord. Miss Shirley, please, guys. I was asking a question. Y'all got to give them a chance to answer the question. So now we're going to have to wait. Woosa. Moderators, please do not time out or block anybody until, really, you don't have to block or time out anybody. I was actually waiting for an answer. If she's not 23 years old, then I need somebody to confirm how old she is. And I'm going to give you her name again. Ashley Grome Slater. Ashley, Ashley, Grome, Grome, Slater, Slater. So if anybody knows, let me know. So for the person that got blocked, 8th Chaos Emerald, you'll be back here in just a little bit. But moderators, please do not block or time out anybody, please, because I was needing an answer. So if I'm wrong about that, I would love to be able to correct that. That's okay. It's quite all right. It's quite all right. Don't feel bad, but just like I say, just don't be quick on the trigger. Let me handle that, because we don't get a lot of people that come over and troll us, so it's okay. Y'all are saying she's 21. Okay. 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 The news outlets is saying that she's 23, but she's 21. Doesn't that kind of make it worse? Ladies and gentlemen, please, somebody in the chat, please tell me, if this woman is 21 with 2 kids, doesn't that make it worse? And that actually increases the age range from them being 26 years difference in age to 28, almost 30 years difference in age. With me saying the mom was 23, that actually made it a little bit better for her. But now that you're saying she's 21, that actually makes it worse. Sometimes, people, it's better to just not say anything until you're sure that Just Jay is saying some BS, then correct me. Before a point like that, come on, man, we got 184 people watching. Please, somebody tell me, if this woman goes from 23 years old to 21, does that make it better or worse? Tell me what you guys think. I'll wait. Does that make it better or worse that she's 2 years younger than what I thought she was? Hey, Ashley is in the chat. Do not block or time her out, okay? I'm just asking a question. We haven't even got to the judgmental part. So shout out to the mom. The mom is in the chat. Do not throw any jabs at her. I just want her to hear the story. If she's going to be here, she is welcome to be here. Her name is in the title. Well, not in the title, but in the tags. But she can be here. Let her speak her thoughts, okay? Because remember, we are here to advocate for children first. We're not here to advocate for the mom. We're not here to advocate for the dad. We're not here to advocate for parents, cousins, or anybody else. These children come first. That's why I always say that everything that we do and every person that we deal with should always be predicated on the type of people that we're going to deal with when it comes to dealing with our children. Okay? So again, if she's 2 years younger, that makes it worse. Matter of fact, since we're so quick to talk about how wrong it is for older men to date younger women, then why wouldn't we think that this is a bad person for him dating somebody who is 28 years his junior? Doesn't that make him a predator for dating somebody who is 28 years younger than him? Somebody please let me know if I'm right or wrong about that. If you think about it, with the mom being 21 years old instead of being 23, like I said, then that would actually make him a predator. But then you also have to think about the fact that this man is a registered sex offender. And I actually have the screenshot to prove it. Y'all want to see my screenshot? Let's go there real quick, DJ Just J. Let me go ahead and pull that up here real quick. Give me a moment, and I will pull the screenshot up to show you guys that this man is actually a real sex offender. Because I bring my facts to the table, right? Let's get it. So for all of the people out there that doubt me and my words, let's take a look at this. California Megan's Law website. How many people out there are familiar with a law called Megan's Law? Anybody? Megan's Law. We'll talk about it here in a minute. This man is born in 1971, male, 6'2", 260 pounds. This looks like the same guy. Description: offense code 289A. Prior code: sexual penetration of a victim with a foreign object by force. The year of conviction was 1995. Somebody talk to me. Hello, are y'all listening? 1995. How many years ago was 1995? Does anybody want to type that in the chat and tell me? How many years ago was 1995? Because I remember April 19th, 1995, because that was the Oklahoma City bombing by Timothy McVeigh. I remember I was in elementary school at the time. "25 years ago." Why am I saying that? Because the mom of his child, the wife, is 21 years old. So that means that this dude, Adam Slater, was out here raping people under the age of 8 years before his current wife was even born. Y'all like the way I put this together? This is how I draw my narratives. Y'all just have to understand how I get to where it is that I say. Let's talk more about this damn pedophile. All right. According to Grome's uncle, she was parked with her 1-year-old daughter in a lot outside of Southwest Church in Indian Wells while she waited to meet Slater, her husband. He was being combative and he tried to attack her and stabbed her several times in the stomach and the throat. She fought him off and tried to protect herself. I want you guys to keep in mind that Ashley is or was pregnant. Okay? Pregnant. That means she would have been pregnant with her second child. Well, y'all are asking how long was he in jail? What I want y'all to do is take this information and look it up. Now that you guys have the information right here, take this information and look it up. And because I think there's more to it, you guys can actually look that up. Okay. So look his information up and find out about this damn predator. Okay. West Coast Honeys, give me a second. I could check that for you. Let me see. Yes, you did. Lord have mercy. Yes, she did. Guys, let me take a pause for the cause. And matter of fact, let me hook her up with a moderator wrench. So if you guys want a moderator wrench, I know she's in the chat. I've been talking to her. I'm being honest with her right now, okay? But let me give a real quick shout out to Chantel in the chat who sent in a very, very, very nice cash app. And she said, keep it coming. And I want to say thank you, sister. Thank you so much for finding it in your heart and in your budget to contribute to the AFC where we advocate for children first. I also gave you a moderator wrench. Whenever you donate that amount, I'll always hook you back up. So thank you so much. All right, here we go. The family told News Channel 3, Jake and Gracia, that Grome is 6 months pregnant with her second child. Keep in mind, she's 21 years old. She was taken to a nearby hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Thank goodness for that. I'm glad she's okay. Mom, I know you're listening. We are truly glad that you're okay, and I hope your baby is going to be okay, because I know that type of thing is traumatic to a child, especially when you're carrying a kid, okay? She was released the following day, and she's recovering at home, all right? Let me see. Your narrative is nothing but a compiled list of bullet points that you've continued to gather from CNN and other news outlets. This isn't even about the little girl anymore. Well, you could say that, but you're entitled to your opinion. But I encourage you guys to put your opinions in here. I allow all opinions to be in here. We're not going to block or time out anybody, okay? Here we go. Just tell me what I said that was inaccurate. Everything I said is a fact. Now, following the attack, authorities say that Adam Slater sped away in a vehicle with the child. Deputies learned soon after that a rollover crash was reported at about 9 a.m. on Highway 74, around 6 miles south of Palm Desert, could be connected to the original call. According to sheriff's officials, passing motorists attempted to help Slater and his daughter escape the wreckage, but he allegedly stabbed one man who tried to help him rescue his daughter. Jesus Christ. It was unclear if the man he allegedly stabbed required any medical treatment. The suspect then took the baby girl, which y'all see right there on my screen. He took her from the arms of the male he stabbed. Multiple witnesses saw the suspect take the child and throw her over a cliff into a ravine. This guy did that. The pedophile. They tried to help, and he stabbed the dude, took the baby, and threw the baby over the damn ravine. The child died from her injuries at the scene, officials said. Authorities say that Slater then ran down into the canyon where deputies detained him for about a short foot chase, where he was transported to the local hospital for treatment of his injuries connected to the crash. He was discharged from the hospital the next day, and he was arrested shortly after. News Channel 3 found a listing for a registered sex offender in Palm Desert identified as Adam Slater in the California Megan's Law website, right? According to Megan's Law website, Slater was convicted in 1995 and he was released in 1997. So Dre, to answer your question, looks like he did 2 years. He was convicted in 95, but he was released in 97. The offense is described as sexual penetration of a victim with a foreign object by force, but I'm also tell you guys that the child was under the age of 8 years old. The guy right there in the middle. Matter of fact, shout out to Illicit Deeds, who also posted this story, but let's put some respect on Illicit Deeds website, illicitdeeds.com. Thank you for posting that. This guy. Groom wrote a tribute to her daughter in a post on GoFundMe page on Thursday. The website did not provide specifics about his parole violation. But again, the mom and the dude are 28 years difference in age, and I want you guys to keep in mind that he is a registered sex offender. She wrote, "My daughter was the absolute love of my life, and she meant everything to me and more. Everything I did and everything I will do for the rest of my life is for her. She was beautiful, and her smile was contagious. Even after a bad day, she always cheered me up. She was taken from this world way too soon," and that was coming from the mom. But let me go ahead and give you guys the fair usage, and I'm going to show you guys what was in the news, and then we'll talk about the rest of my thoughts. And yes, guys, there was a GoFundMe. We'll talk about it here in a minute. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. All right, guys, we're doing pretty good. We got 210 people. If we would, let's try to get 200 thumbs up. Please click that thumbs up. Let's talk about this news story, okay? Did I put it up? Or did I? I did. Yes. No, I didn't. Hold on. Give me a second here. Clear these old stories out. Put the new ones up. Where is it at? Right here. Oh, yeah. You're welcome. I'm not exactly sure about how far distance it was. And to be honest with you, I really don't want to know. It just sounds so effed up, man. To be honest with you. I don't even want to know how far that baby fell. It's just crazy. But let's listen.
An arrest today in the death of a 1-year-old girl who deputies say was thrown off a cliff in Riverside County.
That suspect is the baby's father. 49-year-old Adam Slater of Palm Desert is also accused of stabbing a passerby who was trying to rescue the baby on Highway 74 on Wednesday. Detectives say the incident began in a church parking lot in Indian Wells, where Slater's wife, 23-year-old Ashley Grome, was stabbed by the suspect. Deputies later got a call on a rollover crash on Highway 74. That's where a witness says he saw Slater throw his daughter over a cliff and into a ravine, killing her.
It's painful. Everybody's hurting pretty bad.
Slater is booked on suspicion of second-degree murder, attempted murder, and assault with a deadly weapon. His bail is set at $1 million.
Tonight, the young mother who was brutally attacked is recovering in the hospital, and her one-year-old baby is dead. The mother's family speaking out exclusively to News Channel 3, and a man is now in custody tonight after all this led to a rollover crash on Highway 74. News Channel 3's Jake and Gracia live tonight from Southwest Church in Indian Wells, where all this began this morning. Jake.
John, good evening. Just a terrible story here tonight. This is where the first of two crime scenes was today. Ashley Grohm was here with her baby parked in the parking lot outside Southwest Church waiting to meet her husband. He arrived, and that's when her family says that he began stabbing her before taking off with the baby and reportedly driving off a cliff. The crime scene now clear, but for One Valley family, the pain is still fresh.
Right now, it's painful. Everybody's hurting pretty bad.
Chris Grohm says his niece, 23-year-old Ashley Grohm, was brutally attacked Wednesday morning in the parking lot outside Southwest Church. Ashley, 6 months pregnant with her second child.
He was being combative. He attacked her and had tried to stab her several times in the stomach and the throat. And she fought him off and tried to protect herself.
Police investigating this car with a car seat in the back row. The family saying her husband was her attacker. They say he'd reportedly made threats to hurt her and her infant baby.
He panicked, got in the vehicle, and I was told that he threw the baby in the vehicle.
The baby, 1-year-old Maddie, is now dead.
She was a little joy to have.
Police say the assault is connected to a rollover crash that happened on Highway 74.
Y'all look at that. I don't understand how you can look at a face like this and think to harm a face like that. But like I said, I see all babies as the same. Like, I love all children. Somebody who can't speak for themselves, somebody who cannot defend themselves. What was this baby supposed to do against her own father? Who's like literally a freaking senior citizen. You look into her eyes, and I want y'all to look into her eyes and tell me, what did this baby do to make anybody so upset to do something like that? And what did she do to deserve that? Absolutely insane. But there's a reason why I'm asking you guys this, because I want you guys to listen to the rest of these news videos, and I want y'all to vote in the chat. Should we hope that the DA prosecutes this man and sentences him to death? I want to know your thoughts. Should they give the father the death penalty? The husband, Adam Slater, should he get the death penalty for what he did? Let's listen.
Old Maddie is now dead.
She was a little joy to have.
Police say the assault is connected to a rollover crash that happened on Highway 74. Emergency trucks rushing up the mountain Wednesday morning. This dashcam video showing the command post where police investigated all day. Wednesday night, authorities pulling the car from the ravine.
It has been said that he purposely ran off the road, and when he did, he rolled the vehicle, and the baby was.
So he drove off the road on purpose. Y'all hear this? Hey, let me give a shout out real quick to KS. I think this is my first time seeing your name in the chat. I want to say shout out to you. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Also, thank you. If Keyshawn Johnson is in the chat, I want to say thank you to you. Said, I made it. Thank you very much. I just got your PayPal. Shout out to you. And anybody else, if you want to contribute, feel free to do so.
Ejected and killed.
Ashley is now in the hospital recovering.
She'd get some pretty bad cuts.
Yes, it's a canyon. It's a very deep drop. Yes.
And killed.
Ashley is now in the hospital recovering.
She'd get some pretty bad cuts and wounds, stabs.
And while she's expected to be okay, her family is now left without words.
To be that violent where you're going to plot and plan and try to kill somebody like that and purposely do that, and then to do what you do to an infant, a 1-year-old infant, no. I don't really have much to say to him.
Tonight, Ashley's family has only heard her account of what took place here at Southwest Church. What happened up Highway 74 at the top of the mountain remains very much a mystery to them tonight. And police have not yet named a suspect in that baby's death. A difficult story and a tough investigation still ahead for law enforcement. Reporting live in Indian Wells tonight, Jake Ingrassia, News Channel 3.
Jake, so heartbreaking. What a terrible story.
Developing news from Riverside County, where a child was found dead after an incident that started at a church in Indian Wells and ended off Highway 74. Deputies were first called to Southwest Church after reports of a woman being attacked. She was taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Well, as deputies then began to search for the suspect, they got word of a car going 200 feet over the side of Highway 74, and that is where they found the dead child. They also arrested a man. No word on the connection between the suspect and the victims, and no time has been given when that road is going to reopen.
Breaking news live at 5, an investigation continuing into the evening hours involving multiple crime scenes. The Riverside County Sheriff's Department telling us one child is dead and one man is in custody. It all started around 8:30 this morning. News Channel 3 Shelby Nelson live along Highway 74 South.
Again, I want you guys to remember he could potentially be eligible for the death penalty. Do y'all think he should get the death penalty, or do y'all think he should get life in prison? And I'll tell y'all my thoughts right at the end of these videos. We've got 2 more videos coming up.
South of Palm Desert, near one of the crime scenes. Shelby.
Well, John, no story like this is ever easy to tell. And we are 5 minutes up from Vista Point off Highway 74. This is the area where investigators have been all day working on this investigation that resulted in one deceased child.
2 different crime scenes, both connected. The first happening at Southwest Church in Indian Wells.
They received the call that an assault had occurred. Once the deputies arrived on scene, they located a female with injuries. That female was transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
Sergeant Deanna Pecoraro with the Riverside County Sheriff Department says a man left the scene in a white car. A short time later, calls came in about a rollover crash off Highway 74 and mile marker 85. Ambulances and sheriff's deputies flooded the area. The road blocked off as drivers were redirected.
Believing that that vehicle may have been involved in our earlier assault, we went ahead and went to that scene of the traffic collision.
Pecoraro says the man was taken into custody for questioning. She says investigators also discovered a deceased child in the area of the traffic collision. Dashcam video shows the second crime scene, which reduced a stretch of Highway 74 down to 1 lane. At Southwest Church, crime scene tape blocked off the entrance at Fred Waring Drive. A gray Nissan Versa cordoned off with all of its doors open and a car seat inside. Investigators also interviewed one woman who appeared distraught.
We don't have relations at this time. They're in the process of the investigation and interviewing the people that need to be interviewed.
Now, roads at the bottom of the mountain were closed, but they did open back up this afternoon. And we are off Highway 74, where one stretch of land where the investigation continues is still reduced down to 1 lane, and it's still unclear how long that will remain. But we are still trying to get more details on this investigation. Stay with us at KESQ to bring you the latest on this investigation. Live, Shelby Nelson, News Channel 3.
Okay, thank you, Shelby, and stay with News Channel 3 for continuing coverage, as you just pointed out, on this very difficult story on the air and online, KESQ.com.
I don't even need my other computer for this. I look at this baby, and you know what that baby reminds me of? This baby reminds me of when my daughter was 1 year old and when she was 2 years old. I'm a father. And I'm a father who's always been in my daughter's life. I was there, throughout my daughter's mom having to go to her appointments, making sure she gets the things that she needs. I was there for her when she gave birth to my daughter. I saw her actually give birth to my daughter. I was there to cut the umbilical cord. I was there whenever they had to put the solution in my daughter's eyes. I was there when my daughter took her very first set of pictures. I was there in the warming room with her. I was there for her first feeding, her first rest overnight. I stayed in that hospital with my daughter's mom, and shout out to my daughter's mom, and happy Mother's Day to her and her mom. happy belated Mother's Day. But even they can attest that, you know, when it comes to me doing my fatherly duties, I was there. Even to the point of where my daughter used to stay with me 4 days a week. So that way that we could have more time with her, you know, between her mom's work schedule and mine, to make sure that my daughter didn't have to go to daycare. Because to be honest with you, we did not trust daycares. You guys wonder why I do what I do, why we talk about these stories, why is this our focus, and what are we trying to accomplish? It's very easy, but I'm going to see if you guys understand, and y'all let me know if y'all understand where I'm coming from. The reason why this matters to me is because I notice in the news, in the media, on YouTube, on the internet, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, to me it seems like there is a general lack of caring and understanding and appreciation for these babies, for all of them in general. It's not every person, it's not every mother, it's not every dad, it's not every situation, but there are too many situations where people show a general disregard for children. You have heard people say things like, children are to be seen and not heard. And I always ask myself, why is that? Why do people say stuff like that? Because I believe children matter. I believe they should be seen and they should be heard. And I'm going to tell you guys something that I noticed. Let me give a shout out Christina Thomas for the $20 super chat. Thank you. Thank you so much for supporting and understanding what we're trying to accomplish here. I'm going to tell you guys this. As a matter of fact, let me say this. We'll actually talk about donations since people want to talk about that so much. I'll bring that up as well. So if anybody wants to donate, I encourage everybody to donate something. $5, $10, take a $100 challenge. Whatever you guys want to do, you guys do that in the chat, do that in the Cash App and PayPal. Because it seems like people have an issue with us trying to support and build something in order to create a platform to give these children a voice and to make sure that these stories are heard. More times than none, the people who I've done stories on have appreciated what we have tried to do here as far as advocating for these children, as far as trying to get people arrested, get people found, get people convicted, get people more time, get people to go out and go vote in the laws to make sure that we put the proper people in place to make sure in our city governments, not states, states, not the entire country, but each individual state, to make sure that we have the proper laws in place to make sure that pedophiles and abusers and murderers get the maximum time that they could possibly get and give them the maximum penalty. That is what we stand for. Does it make a difference? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Whenever we are trying to spread awareness of things like Anaya's Law, right? Whenever we're trying to spread awareness about things like Megan's Law and their website, whenever we're trying to spread awareness about people doing background checks on the people that they are having sex with, unprotected sex with, and bringing children into this world with people that they don't have any idea how heinous the people are that they are laying in bed with, creating children with. They have no freaking idea. For me to constantly watch these mothers get with men and then say, well, oh, I didn't know that this man was violent. I didn't know that this man was a murderer. I didn't know that this man was a drug dealer. I didn't know that this man was a pedophile. When we live in an age where most people like this, especially if you're 21 years of age, you have literally grown up in the technology era. Even when I was growing up, I could have done a background check on any woman that I dealt with before the technology era. Hello. I'm almost 40 years old, and I lived in an era where I could have done a background check on people to be diligent about who I am procreating with. Now, why does that matter? The reason why that matters is because if you know that you are dealing with somebody who was convicted of raping a child under the age of 8 years old, then one would have to think the mentality of the person that you're dealing with. I could give a fuck about what he told you, what he's going to provide you, how he's going to take care of you, or how sweet or good looking or anything like that he was. That one thing on his record lets you know that he should not be around children, and he does not possess the right thoughts, the right process, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, to be around children. Anybody who can rape a child does not deserve to be around children. And let me say this. Let me add on to that. This is why we do what we do. And this is why people in the chat, like Ruth Johns, who sent in a $20 super chat, thank you very much, says thank you for being you. These people understand what we're trying to accomplish and why we push our particular message. There, thank you. Pink Goddess got it. There is no rehabilitation for those type of people. That's the kind of audience we have. There's some things. Why do I keep saying rape, Stephanie? Because he was found guilty and convicted of rape in 1995 of a child under the age of 8 years old. Do you need me to show it to you again? Real easy to look up. California Megan's Law website. So to answer your question, I don't mind answering your questions, but this is why I'm saying that he raped someone under the age of 8 years old. Sexual penetration of a victim with a foreign object by force. He is a registered sex offender. That is rape. That is a sexual assault. Now, if you want to debate that, go to Megan's Law website and go fucking debate that with them. I don't really understand what people are saying as far as, well, was it really rape? Was it really this? That's fucking weird. The kid was under 8 years old. But then again, that's why we stand on our platform, and that is why we have a voice, and I want to make sure that our voice starts to be more heard. Our videos start to get more views. Our platform gets more support. Just like anything that you pump your money, your time, and energy into, it's going to grow. The more you give sunlight, the more you give water, the more you give oxygen, and the more you start to care and nurture a seed, it is going to bloom into something great. It works the same way with the children. Do you guys understand? That's why you don't put your children or your seeds around something that is going to destroy them. And do you guys think that a pedophile would destroy a child like this? I say yes. Clearly. How many other stories have we done this year, this month, last year, the year before last? How many more videos do I have to do like this in order to prove my point? Hashtag, when you date thugs, you date death. Do I equivocate a thug to being a pedophile? I would say this. A pedophile is also a thug in my book. I'm not saying all thugs are pedophiles, but what I am saying is all pedophiles are thugs. Do y'all catch that? Ashley, watch your mouth, sweetheart. Watch your mouth. Because y'all want to talk about people donating $20 in the chat? Watch your mouth. I'm going to tell you why you need to watch your mouth, woman. You're actually, you know what? You're a young girl. Watch your mouth. I'm going to show you guys something. While Ashley's in my chat talking about how much money I got tonight, I want y'all to look at the money that Ashley got off of her dead child. This is why I really don't like it when people just run their mouth. I really don't. Because the second that I pull that cover off of you, it's going to expose you and make you look a little bit different to people. All right? I really, really didn't want to do it in this manner, but you know what? When you poke the bear, sometimes bad things happen to you. Y'all catch my drift? So let's talk about this, okay? Let's talk about this. Ashley wants to talk about $20 that our show got in order to support the AFC platform where we advocate for children first. Her child is dead and she asked for $10,000, huh? Right? Y'all are saying what? She didn't ask for $10,000? Let me blow it up on the screen. Let me make sure y'all can see this. Since we're going to make this whole thing about money, let's make it about money. Because Just Jay has a lot more facts than most people do. Let's talk about this. Thank you. And matter of fact, somebody else. You know what? I would love for people to donate me $16,000. That would be awesome, right? Because our platform is actually going to save children. Our platform is going to save children. Chunnin, I did get it. I got you. I'm going to call you here in just a moment. Thank you. I did get you. I got you. You asked for $10,000. Hashtag whatever happened to Gerber Life Insurance. Matter of fact, let's ask her a question. How many of you guys believe that the biological mother has any type of life insurance on not one, but two kids? I want you guys to keep in mind that she's currently 6 months pregnant. What do y'all want to bet that she doesn't have any life insurance on this kid or herself? Huh? I didn't want to have to go here like this, but you're going to force me to. I have to talk about this. $10,000, and guess what they gave her? $16,000. Y'all want to talk about some real stuff? Let's talk about some real stuff. How expensive is it to bury a 1-year-old child in California? Does anybody want to answer that question? Since everybody knows so much, I want y'all to post in the chat. How much does it take to actually bury a child in California that is 1 year old? Hashtag GoFundMe is the new hustle. Thank you, Sweet D. It really is. But I want you guys to compare this. How much life insurance would you pay on a child that is 1 year old if you got the Gerber life insurance plan? Chunnin, give me just a second here. Give me just a second. I'm going to call you in just a second. And anybody else, if you do want to call in, I will give you the number to call in, or actually I'll call you in. So just send $1 to the Cash App and I'll call you guys in. If you want to speak on this, if you have some information, not your opinions, but if you have facts, I would definitely call you in. Tiba said it's free in California. Can you say that a little bit louder? Tiba said it's free. Tammy Roden said 0. Some people are saying it's about $5,000. So if it's about $5,000, then why are we asking for $10,000? But you got $16,000. Let me ask you this. Do y'all think the mom is going to buy some life insurance with that money? What do y'all think? Y'all think she's going to buy life insurance for the kid that she's currently pregnant with right now? Do y'all think she's going to do that? So we're talking about me getting $10 and $20, but you got $16,320. Maybe we need to talk about the money that you got on your GoFundMe that you put up. You know why? Because it says Ashley Slater is the organizing person on this fundraiser. So do I have my facts wrong? No, because it shows that Ashley Slater is the beneficiary. And this was created 4 days ago. So in 4 days, you got $16,000 on a kid that you did not have life insurance on a kid that you had around a pedophile. Do you guys not like the fact that I said that? But it's real talk. It's the truth. It's a fact. It's something I could actually prove in court. Yes? Do y'all want me to keep going, or do y'all want me to calm this thing down? I know it's getting a little hot in here. Y'all want me to calm this down a little bit? Just saying. Let's not talk about hashtag babies for benefits when we see that you have no life insurance, but we can quickly put up a damn GoFundMe and hope that people heartstrings get plucking on their heartstrings, and that people can take care of you being irresponsible as a parent and not having life insurance. Why are you bringing kids into this world if you don't have life insurance? One thing that we know in life is that death is inevitable. So if death is inevitable, then every human being should have life insurance. Everybody. I don't care if you're 21, 23, 47, 1, 2, 3. I don't give a shit. Everybody should have life insurance. I'm going to tell you guys something else. I just lost 2 friends of mine this morning. Dead. They're not coming back. They were parents. One of them I was very close with. I cried all morning long for my friend, not only for losing my friend, but because of the fact that my friend has kids and has kids at a very vulnerable age that are going to have to figure out life for themselves. Why does this matter? Look at it like this. Even if you believe in COVID and the pandemic, if you believe in that, then you would also have to believe that people are literally walking out of their houses, going to the stores, going places, shaking hands with people, hugging people, catching a virus, and they're dying by the thousands. So again, are we not going to talk about why people should have life insurance? Is that not completely stupid in 2020 if you supposedly believe these numbers that all of these people are dying over an airborne virus, even though viruses can't be airborne like that and live on surfaces for 15 days, regardless of what the fuck y'all been told, even though we know that's scientifically not even fucking possible, but let's just go with that. Even if that was true, why would you not have life insurance, especially in a time like this? I advocate for all children, all of them. And if I could make 1,000 more me's, then I would take care of these kids. If I could say, bring these kids back, I'll take custody of them. I will take care of them and make sure that these children can grow up and become something great. You know why? Because not only do I speak it, but I've lived it. That's the difference between people who talk it and people who do it. Right? Give credit where credit is due. What mom said in her GoFundMe message is a beautiful message. But what mom did when it comes to having her child around a registered sex offender, aka a pedophile, to me, if a man sexually assaults a child under the age of 8, it makes him a motherfucking pedophile. Literally by the skin of the definition. That is flat out irresponsible. Can 2 of those things be true? Yes. Can the mom care about her kid and love her kid and still have her kid in a dangerous position? The answer is yes. Both things can exist. This is all coming off of my heart and my chest right now. I'm not reading any of this. Both things can exist. And this is part of what I'm trying to teach from my experience, from being a counselor, from being a father of many children. When I was a boyfriend to a lot of these women back in the day, when I was 19 and 20 years old, I kept in touch with the majority, if not all of those children. And some of them to this day still refer to me as their dad. Why? Because I love and I give. I love and I give. And my love for children and respect for children is undying, and my thirst for children is unquenchable when it comes to making sure that we care about all of them. I don't want any children to be missed. I don't want any children to die. I don't want any children to be raped, beaten, shot, stabbed, thrown over a fucking ravine. I don't want it to happen to any of them. I don't want them to be harmed by dogs. I don't want them to die of disease. I want them all to have a chance. Say it in the chat. Type it in the chat. All children deserve a chance at life. I'm going to say it again. All children deserve a chance at life. They all deserve a chance. And if you're going to be as critical of me, if you're going to judge me for the things that I have done, the things that I speak, the things that I show on the screen, the stories that I pick, if you're going to be that fucking nitpicky and critical, then all I ask you guys to do is be that nitpicky and that critical when it comes to you pair bonding and who you decide to lay down and have sex with and who you decide to have children by and who you decide to have your children around if you already have kids. Is that fair? I think it's pretty damn fair. Now, that's where we're going to cut the show.